Welcome back to another video here on the channel where I am sharing everything that I know with you about how to run a successful solo therapy practice, particularly cash-based, just like I have since 2019, because I am very much a fan of all of the other therapists out there doing their own thing and working for themselves in whatever capacity aligns best with you. So in today's video, I specifically wanted to talk about marketing when you are operating a cash-based practice out of your garage gym. Whatever kind of therapy practice you have, whether you're a PT like me or you're planning on working with clients out of your garage, one of the biggest questions that I always get is how do I find clients? And also, do people think it's weird to work together in your garage? I wanted to talk more about that. So if you have a garage and you are wanting to open your own cash-based physical therapy practice, or if you're interested in doing like strength coaching or personal training out of your garage, but you're worried about finding clients, in this video, we are going to go through 10 different ideas on how to market your business in order to find clients so that you can get started as soon as possible. So two main things that I want to bring up before we get into the specific examples are a couple of mindset things. The first one being marketing for a garage gym practice is not that different from marketing from any other kind of practice. Many of the marketing concepts at like baseline, like foundational information, instead for marketing is going to be the same whether you are running a garage gym business, mobile, you have a brick and mortar, you're renting out of a gym, you're doing a telehealth practice. A lot of the concepts are the same. And while the tools might look a little bit different here and there, there's also a lot of overlap with the different tools that you can use for marketing as well. So just because you are going to be working out of your garage doesn't mean that anything's going to be like super crazy or different. If you are accustomed to marketing for a different like location or delivery method of your services, or if you haven't started just yet, all of the stuff that you will learn in this video and in my other videos about marketing, it will carry forward no matter whether you stay in your garage or decide to open up a different like location or do a different delivery method. And then the other thing, and this, it's like maybe a little bit of mindset, but more so just like marketing in general, kind of like my philosophy and my approach to marketing is that like your best strategy and most comprehensive strategy for growing your practice is going to consist of at least one online and one offline type of marketing. And there are tons of different options, and we'll talk about a few today for digital marketing. And I am a big fan of digital marketing. But then one of the fastest ways to get going when you're first getting started, and a way to just like continue to build relationships and nurture the connections that you have in your community, is going to be doing quote unquote like offline marketing, in-person style marketing, and more so just like networking and building relationships. And some of that can even happen in an online space or an online community. So either way, there are going to be like more digital options and more like in person, like talking, building relationships kind of options. And so your best strategy is going to consist of at least one of each of those major categories. Most likely you'll end up doing more than that, but having at least one solid option in each will be a really good place to get set up. So let's get started by talking about in-person marketing options for a garage gym therapy practice. And as I was coming up with the list of ideas for this, it's based on like, what would I do if I wanted to go out and find a ton more clients this week, or really wanted to start growing my caseload and growing my practice? And what I have also shared with some of my coaching clients in the DPT to CEO program, and I've had some of those students go out and do these methods as well. You know, as we're going through these different like 10 ideas for marketing, keep in mind that some of them are going to resonate with you, some of them are not, some of them are going to work for you, some of them might not, and that's okay. Marketing is a lot about testing different theories and hypotheses and seeing what works and what lands with your audience and then going from there. So, in-person marketing options for a garage gym therapy practice. Number one option, super simple, go talk to your neighbors. If you don't already have relationships with your neighbors, you know, everybody on your street, you can go essentially door to door and go and introduce yourself to your different neighbors and get to know them. And then that brings us to option number two. So I guess you could call this like 1A and 1B sort of, is to leave flyers or door hangers at every house that you go to with business cards or like coupons or things like that, and just go door to door and canvass your entire neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhood. So don't just stop at your street and, like maybe your immediate neighborhood, but all the neighborhoods around you. Totally fair game to be able to go out and just get to know people, leave the flyers and everything. And even though it will take time and it does take work and energy and effort, this is one of the ways that I have seen for people, it's the most like immediate results, where because you are putting in the time and effort to build relationships with people and share about what it is that you are offering with your services and the results that you have to offer too, it's fast. So even though you have to put in the time to go and do it, you establish a relationship and build trust really fast, kind of going along with the KLT method, know, like, and trust. And I have another video about that, which I can put the link in the description. Building off of that, you are going to get clients on your caseload the fastest. If you were just starting from like nothing, that's going to be the fastest way to bring people in. I've seen it work. One of my clients in Georgia, she went and did canvassing of her entire neighborhood, and I think she signed up 2 clients within a week. So it's definitely something that works, and it's not anything crazy. It's not super complicated. It can be a little bit intimidating, and it might be a little bit scary to go and do it just because it's something new and you're putting yourself out there. I'd probably suggest bringing a buddy, bring a support person with you, for your own safety and also just to not have to do it by yourself. You can, but you can also bring somebody with you so it's not as intimidating. As far as like what to put on the flyers or the business cards, please make sure your business contact information is clearly written on whatever you leave at the home. So business name, your name, contact phone number, contact email address, potentially your Instagram, potentially your website. Make sure all the contact stuff is on there, because if people don't have the contact information, they're not going to be able to find you, and they're probably not going to try to look it up themselves. And I just say that because I see that error a lot, is I think we just get so caught up in what we're trying to do that we forget to put contact information. So make sure that that's on there. You can do like a description of the services that you offer and the results that you have to offer, who you're looking to work with. And then sometimes it can be helpful to have like a little like grand opening coupon. If this is, new for your business, like you're just getting started, you could always offer some kind of special discount on your first appointment or on your first package purchase or something like that. You don't have to, but you can always put that on there. So that's kind of like option 1 and 2 for in-person marketing. Number 3, idea. There are a lot of neighborhoods that have Facebook groups. What I would suggest doing is going into those Facebook groups and seeing if there are any neighborhood events, like in-person events that you can attend, so that you can go there and also get to know other people and put yourself out there as well. Or if your neighborhood has like the option to like advertise different events, whether it's with your HOA or just like the neighborhood Facebook group or the neighborhood next door group or whatever online community, you could always have like an open house for your garage gym, which would be really cool because people would be able to get to see what it is that you do, and you could offer different services and stuff. So you'll have to check with your neighborhood and see if there are any like rules or regulations for having these kinds of events. Check the group and try to find an events calendar. Some neighborhoods might have that, some might not. And you might even be able to contact like the local newspaper to put information in there about having an open house. So whether you look for like local neighborhood events or even just like local community events to go and participate in, or you try to host your own open house or like small like exercise class or something, like some kind of small event in your garage gym as a get to know us kind of thing, I think that would be great. And it would be a great way to start putting yourself out there. Number 4, this is something that has by far and away been like a thing that has helped me me find new clients and maintain a caseload is belonging to community groups outside of your neighborhood. So for me, that looks a lot like belonging to different CrossFit gyms. And I get to know different people in the community by attending classes regularly, being at the gym all of the time, starting to work with different people at the gym, and then they share that my information with their friends and everything like that. But by being an active member of a community group outside of my neighborhood, it's allowed me to make connections and bring in clients to my garage gym. So even though I'm seeing a lot of people at my CrossFit gym, they tell their friends and family members in the community, and then I can see those clients that are outside of my CrossFit gym community at home in my garage gym. So that's been super helpful. So whether it's a different gym, there are like other community groups and activities, you can always check your town's recreation center website to see like what other classes, groups, events are in town to go out and get to know people, whether it's a church group, a school group, anything outside of your neighborhood. Definitely go and get involved so that you are able to build more relationships locally. Because if you're mainly practicing out of your garage gym, you want to try to expand your reach locally as much as you can and get to know as many people as you can in that area. And then that brings us to our last in-person marketing option is to start networking with other professionals. You can find more information on how to do this. I actually have a mini course on my website called the 100 Challenge. So you can visit my website. It's morganmeese.com. You can find the link in the description below. And then at the top, there's a courses tab, and then there's the 100 Challenge. The 100 Challenge is a mini course all about networking and building connections. So it would probably help with a lot of this stuff, actually, the in-person marketing options. But there's information in there about how to reach out to other professionals. And what I would suggest doing is making a list of other types of professionals that you could reach out to, whether it's other physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, massage therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists, people in Chinese medicine, people in functional medicine, concierge physicians, concierge nurses. There are all kinds of like types of professions who are also doing solo practices or small businesses, small private practices. And I would make a list of those types of professionals and then go to Google and start looking for those people so that you can reach out to them and establish a connection, potential referral partnership, but overall just building more relationships. And that will definitely help. And you can always offer to have any of them come over and check out your garage gym, and you can get to know each other, get coffee or something, and that will be helpful. So those are 5 different ways to utilize in-person marketing to build your garage gym caseload. And then other category, my preferred category, is a lot of digital or online marketing options. And there are tons of things that you can do online in order to grow your garage gym business. But these are some of the things that I would probably suggest keeping local marketing in mind. So the first one is going to be a basic social media presence. It is really helpful to be able to connect with other people locally on Instagram. I know it's a big thing at my CrossFit gym is everybody is always following each other on Instagram. So if you have a basic social media presence, at least at the time of this recording, probably on Instagram, it's going to allow you to continue to build more relationships and also showcase what it is that your practice does and share information and education in order to build credibility and establish trust with people who are following you online. There are also different tactics that you can use in order to show up more often locally with your social media presence and putting those things out there. It's really important, I think, to have a basic social media presence because people are going to look up your business. And if you don't appear on Google, you don't appear on Instagram, you don't appear on Facebook, it's really hard to see the credibility of the practice. You know, if you don't already have like really good established relationships and you're brand new and you don't appear anywhere online, it looks a little bit fishy. So it's pretty simple to set up a basic social media profile and use it on a regular basis so people can see that you are an active business and learn more about what it is that you have to offer. Second, online marketing option. Going back to something I mentioned before, some neighborhoods have online groups available, whether it is on Facebook or it is on Nextdoor is an app that is a pretty popular option. There are different groups, so that can allow you to put yourself out there in those groups and post. You do want to make sure that you check the rules in either app and in whatever group that you're in to make sure that you aren't doing anything against the rules, because then you will probably get kicked out. But as long as you are participating and operating within the rules to put yourself out there, build relationships, share information. It will help you establish credibility and trust with the groups. And if you have any questions, you can always message the admins of the group too. Number three, again, something that I already mentioned, is having a Google business profile. And you can Google how to set up your Google business profile. But if you are a local business, you need to be showing up on Google as a business so that people can find all your contact information. They can see preview photos of your business and what it looks like. And I think that's important with a garage gym because, like I mentioned way earlier on in the video, sometimes people ask me if like my clients think it's like weird to work together in a garage gym. For people who are in like garage gym community, in the CrossFit gym community, you're used to like weightlifting and kind of like an open air gym setting. It's not weird. Everybody who I've worked with has been totally fine with it. And something that I do always like to do is make sure that I tell my clients what's going on and like what to expect. So, taking a tiny segue for a second, I thought that this would probably be helpful to share is how to tell people that you are operating out of a garage gym. So, here's just an example of a conversation that I had with one of my newer clients. We were just texting back and forth, and I was learning more about what they have going on. And then it eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, I think we would probably be a good fit to work together. Here's how it works. Like, let's set up an appointment. And I got their, like confirmation of wanting to do that. And then said, I see people in my garage gym at my home, so it will be just us there. You will probably hear my dog bark inside, but he stays inside the house during the appointment. As long as it's okay with you that it's open air, but we can always bring the garage door down partway for more privacy. And then I also just threw something in there about the option of offering telehealth in case my new client needs to like arrange childcare and then isn't able to. I've been able to see people online instead of in person, just so that they don't have to, leave their home, don't have to find childcare. So that's how I describe it. And something that I've read from other people who operate out of a garage gym is that like as long as you own it and like you don't act like it's weird, nobody else is going to think it's weird because so many people are used to working out in garages now, I think especially since the pandemic, that it's just a thing. And just keep your garage clean, keep everything wiped down, keep things organized, and it'll be just like any other open air gym. And it won't be a weird thing. And if your client is not into that, then that's okay. And then, you're just not a good fit to work together and you can refer them elsewhere. Anyway, I know I need to update my pictures of my garage gym on my Google business profile since we painted the walls. All that contact information is really important. And the other thing that is imperative is getting Google reviews, because that is going to give you a ton of credibility for people who are looking for your services and they have never met you. If they are able to see Google reviews of people that you have previously worked with, you are going to look like a legitimate practice. And it doesn't matter if you're in your garage, you have the reviews and testimonials to show that you have helped people get results and they've had a good experience. So that's really important. And then last two, a couple of apps and websites that I would suggest checking out for online marketing options. One being Nextdoor, the other is Thumbtack. So Nextdoor, it primarily, I believe, is an app. I think there's a website. I've only ever used it on my phone, but in Nextdoor, there's kind of like of running like newsfeed. There's also different groups in there. And I do know I've heard of other practice owners using Nextdoor quite a bit to promote their practices, and it's worked well. Everybody's going to have different results though. And I believe you can also do paid advertising on Nextdoor. I've not done that myself before, but I've heard of people doing that. So it is something that you can look into. And the last thing being Thumbtack. I'm a big fan of Thumbtack. I think it's a really great idea for a lot of newer practice owners because it is kind of a combination of being on a search engine and paid advertising at the same time. So the way that Thumbtack works is it is an online database where you can basically put up a business profile, like a Google business profile, along with information on your services, and members of the local community, if they are looking for a certain service type, they can look that up and see a list of different providers in the area. And then if they find somebody that they're interested in working with, like you, they can reach out to the business, and then the business only pays for the lead and for the customer, I believe, if they end up working together. So, like you can get listed on the database and not have to pay for anything to be on the database, and then you only end up paying for it if you end up with the customer. So I've used it with some of my clients. We've put them up on Thumbtack and they've had some pretty decent success. It's not necessarily going to drive like a zillion leads to your practice, but even if it helps to drive like 1 or 2 inquiries a month to your business, it can be totally worth it because you don't have to do anything besides the setup. So I think it's a great thing to put out there for your practice. All in all, that is 10 different ways that you can start to market your garage gym practice, including 5 different ways in person, 5 different ways online. And like I said at the beginning, it's all going to be through testing. So you're going to figure out by testing things that work out well, things that don't work out as well, and you can use that information to continue to make decisions about your marketing strategy moving forward. And lastly, don't worry about what other people think. Keep your gym clean, take care of your equipment, and no matter whether you are in a garage gym, doing telehealth, working out of a different gym, you are renting a brick and mortar location, or you're doing mobile, you have the ability to get people great results. And, at this point, and why we're making this video, is to help you figure out a really good way to bring people to you and make them aware of what it is that your business does, because you absolutely can help people get results, and that is what they're looking for. So if you are in a place where you are wanting to get started with your garage gym practice and start seeing people on your own as a solo practitioner, and you are looking for help, if you're looking for coaching, if you're looking for a step-by-step program based on everything that I do for my own cash-based practice and what I've done to help, I think we counted the other day over 100 therapists in the past 4 years or so to do this as well. If you want help, to get started, please let me know. Feel free to email me, but you can also visit my website at morganmeese.com and find the page for the DPT to CEO program. We're currently accepting applications for the coaching program. So if that's something that you're interested in, please fill out the application. You'll schedule a call with me, and then we'll talk a little bit more and figure out if we would be a good fit to work together. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave any comments or questions down below, and I will see you on the next one.